Well, originally I wanted to become mayor after a trip to Nicaragua. We went on a mission trip, and I felt like I wasn't giving back enough to the people of Bolivar. And I really wanted to connect with the population. My patient Charlie Ely had retired, and I felt there was a void in leadership, and I decided to take that on and was elected, and I'm very thankful that I was. And in the 2 years that I have been mayor, I've really grown to love the town, and I see the need for continuing the progress that we've made over the last 2 years, and that's why I'm running again. Well, I think the qualifications are that I've got experience as mayor. It takes about 6 months really to become comfortable with the position. You have to learn all the various departments and the personnel, and you have to interact with them and kind of get objectives and a long-term game plan what you're going to do. For example, right now we're in the process of completing the ultrafiltration plant. That was a major step. EPA mandated it 2 years ago. We had to buy the land last fall ago. I went out and bought the land for the city, or did the negotiations. Then we had to work with the engineering department to come up with the plan, Olson and Associates, and now we've been in the final stages of completion. This requires diligence and a plan and oversight. Well, I think having the work session being open is great. I think also having a website, we post the agenda, is very important. One of the things that I'm going to continue during my next term is the Best for Mayor, a website, both on the website as well as the Best for Mayor Facebook, where people can interact and ask questions, and I will try to answer them in a very quick way. In addition, our new website is probably going to have some interactive features. Being active in town, being around as a physician and as a mayor, I'm very available. I'm at the Y every day. I'm at Woods every day shopping, it seems like, and I'm on the city square. So of course I'm at CMH. I'm a very available person. Well, it's a process that I've learned as mayor. It's a recruiting process. Just like schools recruit athletes, you have to recruit businesses. And that's why it's very important. One of my key objectives when I ran for mayor the first time was to hire an economic development officer, and we did that. Tracy Slagle has been a very integral part of this. Every day she's looking at online, looking for businesses that want to relocate somewhere. We look at contacts. We have contacts with other cities, Springfield, St. Louis, Kansas City, businesses that are looking for a new place. Then when you find a place or a company that's interested in moving, like we did with Ace Hardware, you meet with the CEOs and encourage them to come here. You recruit them to our area. And we've done that with Hibbett Sports, we've done that with Ace Hardware, and we're going to continue to do that with other industries and other businesses. Well, that is a great question, and it's a couple things we have to do. Number one, we need billboards that show, that are lighted at night, where the industrial park is. Number two, and this is something I've been working on for 2 years, and I've still not been able to accomplish, we need an access road from the north as well as the south. If you have an area of land that's landlocked and does not have access by a vehicle, it's never going to grow. So we've been working with MoDOT, and so far we've not been able to get the financial plans and the ability to build that road. But if we got that road, and I've talked to both Senator Parsons and Representative Entlinker about trying to get us some funding to put that road in. Access road would be more accessibility, more viability, and perhaps people would be interested. We have a couple people right now that are thinking about relocating and are interested in the industrial park. Again, we have to recruit them with Tracy Slagle, myself, Darren Chappell. We meet with them and tell them the advantages of being on Highway 13, of being in Bolivar, and that we have a park, that the land is available immediately with water and other and sewage, etc. I have a house here. I live here. I have a medical practice which makes me very committed. I have patients that rely on me daily. I'm not going to walk out on the patients. I have a personal relationship with these patients. They depend on me for their medical care. And as a cardiologist, that is very important. As a mayor, I am very committed to the city. I'm doing my work here basically for gratis. I don't take a salary and would never take a salary, and have contributed to the community in various ways. I'm committed to Bolivar because I want to see it grow. And you buy into a situation when you're a mayor and a doctor, and I bought in. And I really feel that actions speak louder than words. Well, that's an interesting concept. She's had enough problems with her own business. I don't think she wants to expand right now. As you know, we've gone through a recession. Building has been way down. The builders in Columbia, she's lost probably half to two-thirds of the builders have gotten out. And as a result, she's had to shift her emphasis from new building to remodeling. At this point, she is trying still to sell the business. Her dad, who is the founder of Bolivar Carpeting, wants her to sell the business and get out of it entirely. We've not been able to find anybody that has the capital or the interest to go in this venture. As you know, flooring is a very competitive industry. You've got the box stores like Lowe's and Menards and Home Depot and lumber liquidators. They're all coming after that business. And so for her to add another business down here would mean that I would have to run it, or we'd have to run it together. And my plate's pretty full with mayor and being a cardiologist. Well, that's a question that we had to face, and I had to face last January. Last January, Mr. Mersch resigned under pressure, and I had to take over and become city manager for 3 months. Immediately, I sought out counseling, what to do about the budget. Our budget, we were deficit spending. We were shifting money from restrictive funds to general funds, which is not legal and really not ethical. And I disagreed with that. So I brought in an expert, Mr. Chappell, who has taught government finance at Missouri State University. The bottom line is, if you're a person, if you're a government, if you're a company, you can't spend more than you take in. And unfortunately, we have to make tough decisions in business and in our personal lives and in the city. And we had to make those decisions, and I feel sorry for those people. I know they were dedicated to the city for a long period of time, but the city of Bolivar had to remain financially solvent. There were basic things we had to do. We have to ensure for the police and the safety with the fire and police department. We have to provide water and sewage. These are basic commodities that every city must have. And I guarantee you as a mayor, we will always have those. And the rest of this, it's nice to have parks. It's great to have a recreation. It's great to have a swimming pool. It's great to have those issues, but we have to balance the budget. I did not meet with the investigator other than I was having lunch once with Kim Strader over at Kathy's Pasta, which we usually do. Quite often, once or twice a week, I meet with Kim Strader and Tracy Slagle during lunch to fill in on some of the things that have been happening during the day. We were sitting there having lunch, and the police chief and the investigator, and I'm blocking on his name, sat down next to me. He said, I think I remember you from Springfield, because he lives in Springfield. Our boys, I think, played in the boys club basketball league before. And I said, yeah, I think I remember you. About that, my beeper went off. I laid down a $20 bill to pay for my lunch and headed back to the hospital. That's the only interaction I ever had with that man. I still don't remember his name, to be honest with you. No. In fact, I tried to stay out of it as much as possible. When the Personnel Committee met in December, I was at Phoenix, Arizona with my daughter's basketball team, and I was not part of the personnel decision that time. And as you know, when the Board of Aldermen made their decision, I don't have a vote on that either. Well, that's an HR question. And when I became mayor and city administrator for that brief period of time, I was very upset with our HR department. And in fact, we let go our HR director at that time. I felt like we didn't do our diligence enough as far as our evaluations of people's successes and their deficiencies. I felt like we didn't keep an accurate record of misconduct, and I think that's very important in any business, whether it's city or private. I also think that doing your background checks is very important. And when we hired Steve Hamilton, not only did we go through our usual check of people, I made personal phone calls to the police chief and people in Springfield that I knew, and we had the law firm of Terry Douglas do an extensive legal background to see if there was any concerns regarding Mr. Hamilton. And I think that's what you do. You do your diligence. Yes, I've enjoyed the 2 years as being mayor. It's been a interesting and trying time. I think we've made a lot of successes. I think we're on the verge of economic growth. I think we're on the verge of having a smooth 2 years. If you can bear with us, it's been a tough time. The mold issue is still there. We're going to have to deal with that. We're going to have to deal with the EPA mandated water treatment ultraviolet filtration facility, and we just received notice yesterday that we're approved right now temporarily with the final approval to be in June, and I'm excited about that. I think 2 years is a short time to be mayor. I think we've accomplished a lot. I'd like to finish out another 2 years, give me the opportunity to continue the progress we made. I thank you again for your interest and your support.